Good afternoon and Salam Malaysia Madani. I'm Sahih and you're watching World Today. Let's first take a quick look at our top stories from around the world. Malaysia sees China not only as a key economic partner but also as a strategic collaborator in promoting sustainable and resilient regional development. Deputy Prime Minister said Malaysia welcomes deeper cooperation with China in green investments, innovation and technology transfer to support climate action and create economic opportunities. The Home Ministry has urged the public to avoid gatherings in public places during Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's official visit. The ministry said the PDRM will ensure public order is maintained, reflecting the strong diplomatic ties between the two countries. Argentina's foreign minister said a new critical minerals deal with the US does not block Chinese investment. The agreement aims to give US companies greater predictability to expand their already leading investments in Argentina. Thailand's main political parties held final campaign rallies Friday ahead of Sunday's general election, called early by Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul amid rising nationalism. Anutin dissolved parliament after less than 100 days in office, following deadly border clashes with Cambodia that fueled patriotic fervour among the country's 53 million voters. An attacker opened fire at Shia Mosque in Islamabad on Friday before detonating a suicide bomb, killing at least 31 people in the deadliest attack in the city in over a decade. The blast occurred during Friday prayers when mosques across Pakistan are crowded with worshippers. At least 23 miners have died and one is severely injured following an explosion at an illegally operated coal mine in India's northeastern state of Meghalaya. Rescue operations are underway and some people are still feared trapped. Toyota's finance chief Kenta Kon would take over as chief executive from 1st April, replacing Koji Sato after 3 years in charge. The reshuffle will see Sato take on the role of vice chairman and chief industry officer. Milan Winter Olympics opened on Friday with a glittering ceremony at the San Siro Stadium. The opening culminated in the lighting of two cauldrons, one at Milan's Arch of Peace and one in Cortina di Ampazzo, some 400 kilometers from Milan. The extravaganza ceremony reflected the most geographically widespread Olympics in history. A Chinese humanoid robot captures everyone's attention at the China's National Olympics House in Milan by its groovy dance moves. It has been reported that China opened its hospitality house to the public in Milan on 4th February 2026, ahead of the Olympics, with the dancing robot taking center stage at the house welcoming visitors around the globe. Scientists spotted a rare phantom jellyfish during a comprehensive expedition in deep-sea ecosystems offshore the entire length of Argentina. Their bell can grow up to 1 meter and their forearms can reach up to 10 meters long. That's a quick snapshot of today's biggest news. Up next, the complete World Today Bulletin, bringing you the details that matter.
Penuh dengan kandungan ganas, eksploitasi kanak-kanak dan buli cyber berleluasa di luar kawalan. Akta Keselamatan dalam Talian 2025 atau AMSA dikuat kuasa untuk melindungi rakyat. Pengguna boleh bertindak atas kandungan yang berisiko. Setiap laporan yang dibuat, platform digital wajib bertindak pantas terhadap penyalahgunaan digital. Dengan AMSA, internet kini lebih selamat untuk kanak-kanak dan keluarga kita.
Thanks for joining us again. Malaysia views China not only as a major economic partner, but also as a strategic collaborator in advancing sustainable and resilient development for the region. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof said that Malaysia welcomes deeper engagement with China in green investments, innovation and technology transfer that support climate action while creating meaningful economic opportunities for the people. As Malaysia and China intensify efforts toward low carbon and climate resilient development, cooperation in renewable energy, electric mobility, energy efficiency and green technology has emerged as a key pillar of bilateral relationship. he said in his speech at the Chinese New Year reception hosted by the Embassy of China in Malaysia. Datuk Sri Fadilah noted that China remains Malaysia's largest trading partner, with economic ties continuing to expand in both scale and quality. On tourism, the Deputy Prime Minister said that China has long been one of Malaysia's most important tourism markets, and Malaysia is encouraged by strong recovery in travel and people-to-people exchanges between the two countries. The Home Ministry has urged the public not to hold any gatherings in public places during the official visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The ministry said the police, as the agency responsible for coordinating security preparations for the visit, would meet the organisers of a rally scheduled to be held in Kuala Lumpur today. In a statement, the ministry said that the Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM) is responsible for ensuring that no incidents occur that could cause unrest and disrupt public order during the visit, which reflects the strong diplomatic ties and mutual respect between the two countries. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will undertake a two-day official visit to Malaysia today and tomorrow. At the same time, a peaceful rally related to enroachment and the construction of illegal places of worship is scheduled to be held in Kuala Lumpur and is reportedly expected to involve 141 non-governmental organisations. Earlier, Madani government spokesperson Datuk Fahmi Fadil said Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim had stressed that the government would not allow any party to cause disruptions while the country is hosting foreign guests. Argentina's Foreign Minister Pablo Carreño said that a critical minerals agreement signed between Argentina and the United States does not exclude Chinese investment in the country's mining sector. Speaking at a press conference, Carreño emphasized that China already has mineral investments in Argentina and can continue participating in the sector.
Hoy por hoy no implica que China no puede participar ni va a participar de inversiones en Argentina. De hecho, tiene inversiones en Argentina en minerales. Lo que este acuerdo de Argentina y Estados Unidos hace es que le da una previsibilidad mayor a que las empresas americanas, que ya son el primer inversor argentino, el primer inversor en Argentina, puedan acrecentar sus inversiones.
The agreement, announced after a Washington meeting of more than 50 countries where US Vice President proposed a critical minerals trading bloc, commits Argentina to prioritizing the United States as a trading partner for copper, lithium and other critical minerals over market-manipulating economies. An attacker opened fire at the gates of the Shia Muslim mosque in Islamabad on Friday before setting off a suicide bomb and killing at least 31 people in the deadliest attack of its kind in Pakistan's capital in more than a decade. More than 170 others were wounded in the explosion, detonated after guards challenged the attacker as he made his way into the Khadija Tul Kubra Ima Bargah compound on the outskirts of the city. The blast occurred at Friday prayers when mosques around the country are packed with worshippers. Survivors said they heard gunshots and seconds later, the blast soon after the prayers began. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif vowed that those behind the blast would be found and brought to justice. The attack was the deadliest in the Pakistani capital since September 2008, when 60 people were killed in a suicide truck bomb blast that destroyed part of the five-star hotel. In a related matter, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres condemned in the strongest terms Friday's attack on a mosque in Islamabad, Pakistan. The Secretary-General reiterates that attacks against civilians and places of worship are unacceptable. Meanwhile, the Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack in a statement on its Telegram channel. The militant group released an image that it said showed the attacker holding a gun, though the photo could not immediately be verified. The death toll from an explosion in an illegal coal mine in the northeastern Indian state of Meghalaya rose to 23 on Friday. The explosion ripped through a so-called red hole mine on Thursday in East Jantia Hills district. One of the injured men also succumbed to his injuries in hospital on Friday, taking the toll to 23. Red hole mines are deep vertical shafts, often dug into hillsides that branch out into narrow tunnels to extract coal and other minerals. India's Federal Environment Court banned red hole mining in Meghalaya in 2014 after local communities complained it was polluting water sources and endangering lives. However, the practice remains widespread across the state, particularly in East Jantia Hills. District Police Chief Vikash Kumar said Thursday that the explosion was likely caused by a dynamite blast. Protesters marched through downtown Minneapolis on Friday to denounce the presence of U.S. immigration and custom enforcement in the state, carrying signs reading "Abolish ICE" and chanting "Immigrants are welcome here." Some demonstrators blasted music from a boombox as the crowd moved through city streets with chants including "ICE out." Residents who joined the march said the enforcement activity was rippling through neighborhoods and local businesses.
The intrusion of the federal government into Minneapolis over this issue is incomprehensible. It's not excusable. There's the arrogance of this administration is we're not going to take it sitting down, as you can see by what's going on around here.
Important because what they're doing is wrong. I mean, in every way, this is wrong. It's just shocking to me that this is allowed to happen. The things that people say, the things that they do, it's not who we are. It's just really not, and it breaks my heart.
On Wednesday, the Trump administration is withdrawing some 700 federal immigration enforcement agents from Minnesota, although about 2,000 agents will stay in place. In an unprecedented surge, Trump deployed thousands of armed immigration enforcement agents in and around Minneapolis this year to detain and deport migrants. Thailand's main political parties held their final campaign events on Friday, rallying supporters ahead of a general election on Sunday that Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul called early to capitalise on a surge in nationalism. Anutin dissolved parliament after less than 100 days in office following deadly border clashes with Cambodia in December, which fueled patriotic fervour across the country of 53 million voters. The Thai Premier has seen face stiff competition as the campaign has gathered pace. In a survey by the National Institute of Development Administration, the People's Party leader, Nathapong Rueng Panyawut, remained the frontrunner at 29.08%, followed by Anutin in second place at 22.24%. Another survey by Swan Dusit University, published on the same day, showed Anutin at third, trailing Pheu Thai's candidate Yot Chanan Vongsawat, the son of a former premier, while Nathapong held the top spot. The Reformist People's Party capped its campaign with a large rally in Bangkok, where thousands of supporters packed an indoor stadium, many dressed in party signature orange colour. Toyota's finance chief Ken Takon would take over as chief executive from 1st April, replacing Koji Sato after 3 years in charge. The reshuffle will see Sato take on the role of vice chairman and chief industry officer. Toyota said the change in role is aimed at speeding up management decision-making in response to shift in both internal and external environment. It added that the move would also help establish a structure that will enable Toyota to fully carry out its mission of contributing to society through industry. The automaker said despite the negative impact of US tariff that newly arose this fiscal year, it had reduced the extent of the profit decline by implementing cost reductions and marketing efforts. Toyota announced last month that global sales hit a new record in 2025, helping it retain its title as the world's top automaker and widen the gap with German rival Volkswagen.
MyKad, bukan sekadar kad pengenalan, tetapi medium utama yang menghubungkan rakyat dengan pelbagai perkhidmatan kerajaan dan swasta. Banyak insentif kerajaan disalurkan melalui MyKad, daripada bantuan kebajikan, kemudahan kesihatan hinggalah pelbagai program rakyat. Inilah keistimewaan yang dimiliki oleh setiap warga negara Malaysia. Sila periksa keadaan MyKad anda. Sekiranya chip rosak, hilang atau MyKad sudah uzur, segera lakukan penggantian di Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara agar hak dan kemudahan anda sentiasa terjamin. Inilah komitmen madani. Dengan dokumen identiti yang sah, moden dan diyakini, rakyat disantuni sebaiknya. MyKad, identiti anda, kebanggaan negara.
In sports, Malaysia's BATC campaign ends in quarterfinals. Starting off our sports segment, Malaysia's campaign in the men's category of the 2026 Badminton Asia Team Championship BATC in Qingdao, China, ended in quarterfinals after a 3-0 defeat to Japan, thus failing to defend the silver medal won in the 2024 edition. The defeat sees Malaysia's missing out on the semi-finals and consequently failing to secure an automatic qualification slot for the Thomas Cup. However, the national squad's chances are not entirely over, as they could still qualify based on the standings as one of the top 3 teams among countries that did not qualify through continental championships. The quarter-final clash began with a fierce battle in the first single match as Justin Ho put up a spirited fight but ultimately fell to Yushi Tanaka 17-21, 22-20, 11-21 in 3 sets. Men's doubles pair Arif Junaidi, Yap Roy King failed to overcome the clinical pressure of the Japanese pair Takuro Hoki, Yugo Kobayashi, losing 14-21, 12-21 in straight sets. Malaysia's exit was confirmed in the second singles match. Despite winning the first set, Aidil Sholeh was unable to maintain his momentum, eventually succumbing to Koki Watanabe 22-20, 11-21, 3-21. For the record, Malaysia's best achievement in the men's category of this tournament was winning the gold medal in the 2022 edition. He also secured silver medals in 2020 and 2024 and a bronze in 2018. Up next, Dancing Robot greets visitors at Milan's China's House exhibit. China opened its hospitality house to the public on Wednesday in Milan ahead of the Winter Olympics 2026, with the dancing robot taking the center stage at the house. Developed by a Chinese robotics company, Unitree, the humanoid robot was entertaining the first batch of visitors with its hip-hop dance move and Tai Chi exercise. Inside the China House is also a selection of artifacts and displays showcasing the Chinese culture and its historical connections to sports and Olympic spirits. Visitors can also learn traditional handcrafting skills such as paper cutting and sugar sculpting.
然后我希望国内有更多非遗或者是专业的人士可以来到米兰，可以展示我们中国的展示中国之美，展示中国非遗，然后运动之美。所以我觉得当时我就想到，哎，这第一天开放，那趁我现在有时间，赶紧去报个名。就没想到就成为了是第一个观众，真的很荣幸。
China capped historic haul of 9 gold medals, 4 silvers and 2 bronzes at the Beijing 2022, delivering its best result at a Winter Olympics. For Milano Cortina 2026, China has named a 126-athlete squad as largest overseas Winter Olympic team to compete across 7 major sports. Scientists spotted a rare phantom jellyfish during a comprehensive expedition in deep-sea ecosystems offshore the entire length of Argentina. The images of the creature with ribbon-like arms, which ROV pilots film at 250 meters. Footage captures juvenile fish swimming around the bell of the giant phantom jelly. Their bell can grow up to 1 meter and their forearms can reach up to 10 meters long. The team also documented the largest known Batilia candida coral reef in the global ocean, several other rich reef complexes, and 28 suspected new species, including worms, corals, and sea snails. Orchids have taken over New York City streetscape indoors. At the New York Botanical Garden in Bronx, thousands of orchids in shades of pink, peach, lavender, yellow and white spill across a new exhibition inspired by city life. The artist, who goes by the name Mr. Flower Fantastic, said the first display of brownstone covered in orchids draws from his childhood home in Queens, where his interest in plants began in his mother's garden.
The nature and the places like the garden are part of what people love about New York, and what Mr. Flower Fantastic has done is find these sort of iconic moments of New York life that you don't think of as related to flowers and infusing them with nature and beauty and flowers. It's surprising and delightful and beautiful.
The orchid shows run from 7th February through 26th April. Latin America's largest art fair opened on Wednesday in Mexico City, showcasing an expansive range of contemporary art that embraces organic tapestries to cutting-edge AI. Over 240 galleries from around the world are gathered at the Zona Marco Fair. Sitting alongside iconic artists like Frida Kahlo are pieces from fresh voices like Spain's Tito Perez and the Netherlands' Anne von Freibert.
Este año nos estamos además arriesgando un poco más a algunas galerías, permitiendo también que la AI, la inteligencia artificial, de repente entre en un diálogo con una producción contemporánea que no necesariamente es evidente, muchas veces es sutil, muchas obras que verán ustedes en la sesión son logradas de esta manera, pero no necesariamente es identificable.
Contemporary art curator Esteban Kin said that 4 hours after the opening, many pieces had already been sold. Zona Marco will run until Sunday, and the fair organisers expect this 22nd edition to surpass last year's attendance of 81,000 visitors. And that concludes our bulletin this afternoon. Do join us again this afternoon on this evening on TV1 in Saluran Berita RTM at 8:30 p.m. for more news. Till then, I'm Sahih. Thank you for watching and have an amazing weekend.